Hello everyone, I am Crawlers, and yeah, that just happened. Incredible feats of reflex. Yep, but in all fairness, I can't take the credit. The training, it just sort of kicks in, and you forget everything else that's going on around you. So, yep, as you may have already guessed, this is another episode of Fakak the Ridiculous Loadout, a series about stupid, ridiculous loadouts, as the name implies, that people come up with and leave in the comments for me to try and make an ass of myself with. And I go out there, I have fun, I record it for laughs, no big. Okay, so this one suggested by a Lewis Marley, a kit that includes an assortment of goodies, a FAMAS with iron sights, suppressor, M320 LVG launcher, MP412 Rex, and a squad grenade perk. And you know what? Everyone likes to hate on the FAMAS, but it's actually kind of fun. I mean, I had fun with this setup. Thanks for recommending it, you know. So, of course, as with anything else, you got to know how to use it properly. I mean, I'm not saying that I know how to use this kit properly, but still, so at some point you have to realize this isn't a Rambo setup. This is a quick, flanking, giving the good news from behind setup. And as you know, that's always where the good news come from. Alright, so now I had a really good defense thing going on Tala Market that isn't recorded here, but you can still see some of the okay runs where I had more than one kill. Maybe the lag helped. I mean, my ping was off the charts. Okay, so enough small talk. Here's the particulars of the gun. Okay, so the stock FAMAS does a max of 25 damage at 8 meters and a minimum of 18.4 at 50 meters, as do most of the assault rifles. It has a muzzle velocity of 630 meters a second and a stupid fast 1000 RPM rate of fire. Now, doing the math, you will find out that you have all of 1.56 seconds to expend one mag. So, try not to hold the trigger finger down and attack one enemy at a time. It also has the second worst vertical kick of 0.35 next to only the infamous G3A3, and by far the slowest reload time of any assault rifle, clocking in at 3.05 seconds with one in the chamber, and the whopping 3.9 seconds completely empty. In fact, the guy reloads so fucking slow that you can actually see how much the battlefield assaulter hates the FAMAS. He is reaching for the handle for nearly 4 agonizingly slow, nail-biting seconds. Like, the hell with it, you know? And on top of that, it gets even worse. The box magazine is a non-standard 26 rounds instead of the usual 30. And factoring in the rate of fire and the kick, you will be reloading at least once per target. In fact, sometimes you'll have to stop firing, call a 4-second timeout with your enemy, and stop the fight to reload. It's just a very problematic weapon to use. And it gets worse still. With a suppressor, like I am running it right now, the damage drop-off moves to a staggeringly short 4 through 35 meters, and your muzzle velocity drops to a measly 380 meters a second. Also, the vertical kick is buffed just a tiny bit, topping out at 0.315. But, I mean, that's such a small change. Who cares? Jeez, I think I just talked myself back into hating the FAMAS. Maybe everyone playing Battlefield is right, you know? Maybe it is a shit weapon after all. Um, the kit, the kit does have its place, however. I think because you see, having the suppressor on basically means you have the element of surprise, and you can get the jump on the enemy, you know, because since you're hidden from the minimap, they won't know where you're coming from, and some of these kills I got was just basically looking at the minimap and trying to figure out where the enemy was, you know, and then using cover just to quickly get to them and quickly take them out one by one. So, the point is to use the minimap wisely, because most of the enemy won't be running a suppressor, and, on the minimap they'll be about as subtle as a marching band. And, then when you appear right in front of them out of nowhere, they'll just look all Bambi wide-eyed at you and be very much surprised. Oh, and what about the other wonderful weapon platforms, such as the M320 LVG launcher? Well, I mean, the LVG is a mixed bag at best. Obviously, it launches live grenades, but they don't explode on contact. No, that would be too easy. See, these guys have about a 3-second fuse, so you can use them basically like you would regular grenades, except these are 40 millimeter grenades, and they fly out of the barrel at about 45 meters a second, I think. Yeah, I think that was it. And I mean, the LVG can be useful under the right circumstances. Uh, if you get a bunch of baddies advancing on you, then you're in trouble. The LVG won't help you at all, especially with the 3-second fuse and the long reload time. But, but, the LVG can be very, very helpful at getting enemies to displace from their hidey holes, or shooting over obstacles, or even trying to stem off an advance by putting some, grenades into their path. So, this is the perfect weapon to create bottlenecks. You do have to time the explosions right, though, and the angle. See, the thing flies very, very slowly, so theoretically you can whack it with a baseball bat if you see it coming towards you, and just whack it back into the enemy. And the angle is the main thing to get right, though. As you can see in this video, I did get a couple of lucky shots a few times by ranging my shots very well into pesky camping snipers. So the LVG does have its moments. Oh, and the Rex. Who can forget that wonderful sidearm? I mean, it's a Russian 357 6-shooter. What more could you want? Oh, and fun fact, by the way, the name Rex actually stands for Revolverna Expert, or Revolver for Export, as you might have guessed. With a brick-like 50 damage at 15 meters and 28 at 37, it's a very, very satisfying weapon to use. The reload time is a bit long at 3.4 seconds, and there is no short reload because this is a revolver, and every time you reload you take out all of the bullets and put all of them back in. And the iron sights, they kind of suck, but hey, one headshot and it's all over, man, all over. Oh, and I wanted to say something. The mandatory mention of the FAMAS iron sights. Oi, obviously they are the worst iron sights out there. In fact, the gun looks like the iron sights were put on backwards. I mean, the two rail things at the front, they look so damn weird. So, yeah, there you go. I think I've used all of these suggested guns, and it kind of turned out well, I think, didn't it? So, thanks for watching. Please rate, share this video, and check out my other videos at the end of this one. And remember, in Soviet Russia, YouTube subscribes you.